The Vatican confirms that Pope Francis will travel to Canada this summer. The Holy Father accepted the invitation from civil authorities as well as indigenous communities. He will visit 3 cities in 6 days. Further details are expected in the coming weeks. Joining us now from Rome is Andreas Thonhauser, EWTN Vatican Bureau Chief. Andreas, great to see you. Can you tell us a little bit more about that trip that was confirmed this morning by the Vatican?
Pope Francis will be in Canada from the 24th to the 30th of July. And apart from government and church officials, especially Canada's indigenous communities coming to Rome and inviting the pontiff personally played a rather big role in the final decisions. This is remarkable because the Catholic Church in Canada has been shaken lately over new findings of alleged terrible crimes against Canada's native groups. Abuses happen to children in church institutions, and even Prime Minister Justin Trudeau asked repeatedly for an official apology from Pope Francis regarding these abuses. This will be the Pope's 38th apostolic journey, where he will visit the cities of Edmonton in the west and Quebec in the east. And eventually, he'll also be in Iqaluit, a city very close to Greenland in the north of the country. So, Tracy, you see, the Holy Father will see a lot of different places in Canada in little under a week. And I hate to bring it up again, but considering the physical conditions of the Holy Father, this announcement today has quite surprised us here in Rome, because Pope Francis has just recently started to use a wheelchair for his public appearances. And one can quite tell he's not doing that well. And for July, there's another apostolic trip planned, namely to Congo from the 2nd to the 5th of July and then onwards to South Sudan. Many hope that these 2 intercontinental trips in just a month are not too much for him.
Andreas, let's talk a little bit more about that. Why the Pope's trip to Canada is really considered a key element in this reconciliation process.
Well, Tracy, a little over a month ago, Pope Francis received delegations of Canada's Indigenous people whom he had met with individually before, and he repeatedly asked for forgiveness for what happened in the past. And just last year saw a discovery of a mass grave at Kamloops and an Indian residential school in the west of the country. In the late 1800s, the Canadian government introduced boarding schools for natives to culturally assimilate Indigenous children. Some of the schools the authority gave to local Christian churches, including the Catholic Church. In these facilities, which were generally underfunded, some children experienced mistreatment and abuse. When these practices surfaced a year ago, the outcry in Canada and really across the whole world was immense. And of course, the abuse of Indigenous communities was not only a problem for the Church, but for society as a whole. But still, Pope Francis takes this issue very seriously. In fact, he takes it so serious that he will go there now in person, and we may expect a sincere motion, because he will highlight the fact that the Church is truly sorry for what happened in the past.
And Andreas, real quickly, before I let you go, I know it's hard to say, but, what do you think the reaction of the faithful will be in Canada?
Well, Tracy, I believe that it's correct for us to expect a lot of excitement about this visit. And especially it's true for the faithful in Canada, as this is only the 3rd time that a pope has been to their country. This trip comes exactly 20 years after St. John Paul II's last World Youth Day, which took place in Toronto. And he had also been to Canada in the 80s. But now this is a big thing for the Catholic Church in Canada, which comprises more or less a third of the population.
Well, Andreas, thank you so much for talking to us about this. We appreciate it. Andreas Thonhauser, EWTN Vatican Bureau Chief. Thank you again.